Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Here we are in the swamps of Western Angmar. We're finally ready to venture forth. And that's what we're gonna do just now. Agility, vitality. This can't seem like an upgrade. We just need to level 46 to equip those gloves. So let us make our way. It is a lovely day in Angmar, as lovely as days can be. But this landscape soldier is a little distracting, so if I ever need him again, I will toggle the portrait, but right now, not necessary. Here we have it. The Ramas del One. Many men have perished, unable to overcome the watching stones. Not our case though. We'll be able to pass over here no problem. And we cross. We're on the other side. We're gonna make it to the dwarven town of Gavil Chateau. How far are we? $500 meters. Okay, so we are close. It's just that the entrance is not easily visible from far away, but here's the pass. Very well hidden. We're in Gavil Chateau. So the first thing we'll do is find our milestone. This town. Oh, wrong key. And unlock the stable master in here.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
This one is for defeating orcs. Okay, this is the stable master for the Elder's Late missions.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Accessing Ankrishuk.
Might I take a moment of your time?
The Secret of the Swords. Know you aught of the lore of Angmar? Well, no matter. You will learn, if Nethro will have anything to say about it. He is in a lonely bay, the Crozul Lanan, far to the east of here, musing on the Seven Sentinels. I have no doubt he could use your assistance. So the Secret of the Swords and the Seven Swords scatter around Eastern Angmar is a really nice quest, although a little bit painful to complete as there is no indicator of where to go, and I only remember the location of a handful of those swords.
Grey is the shadow upon my heart.
Who are you? If you are not a servant of the Shadow of Angmar, how then did you pass to Ramasdeluon and not perish? Foreigners sent you. That is joyous news. Your coming is as a trump of victory to us.
Would you stay a moment and learn of my troubles?
It is a pity that Coroneer could not steel his heart against the Watchers of Ramasdeluon. The power of the Watching Stones is terrible. Many of the Hillmen tried to flee back to Ramasdeluon and perished. We marched on, but ere we ever came onto Carn Dûm, we were beset by orcs and creatures more terrible. Okay. Golodir was lost and our numbers were scattered. The scarce remnant that remains has barely managed to avoid the snares of the enemy for these last few years, but I fear Angmar has grown too strong and we will not be able to hide forever. I have learned that one party of my kindred is encamped at a place called Gath Forthnír, far to the north in the eastern reaches of Himbar. Go to them, if you would, and let them what aid you may. So, remember I told you I was gonna try and be more selective with the quests I picked from now on? Well, I think this is a good place to start, as
Come and stay a moment.
I am really not feeling as compelled as
Will you stop and hear my accursed tale?
to pick some of these quests. Because right now we technically don't need to do any of this.
Will you help me?
Hail! Have you come to heed the summons to war?
What we need to do is make our way to Gath Forthnír.
Will you help me?
But before going there, since we are already here, broken great swords, do we have any of those? Great swords, gilded sword shit, not enough. Black fur, razor sharp claws. So okay, so seems we don't have enough task items to complete the daily limit, and that's the way I prefer of doing tasks. So I'm gonna hold on until I have more items to use, and then I will approach another task board. For the time being, let us move on to Gath Forthnír. So this vector to Gavilshatur is just for you to visit the town and do the quests in there if you are feeling up to. But well, the entirety of Volume 1 is capped at level 50. We are less than 5 levels away and we still have plenty of books to go, plenty of zones to visit, like Event in Forhel and Eregion. So yeah, this is a perfect time to stick to the epic and do the side quests that are linked directly to the epic, but this is an area of Angmar the epic doesn't require us to clear. So, gonna just move on. And here we have Dougal. This is one of the swords that I clearly remember where to get. The Sword of Innis. The sword hilt appears to be of Westernese make, but the blade has been overlaid with faint writings in black speech. Among the faded writings you can make out the name Innis. You should take the blade to Netro at Cruz Lanan to the east of Gavilshatur. So it's kind of a long ways off, but I think it's better to do it right away, otherwise those swords are gonna start saturating the backspace. And off the top of my head, I don't know where else to go. to find the swords, so... Well, let's see if the exit we're looking for is over here. So technically we could have taken the quest in Gabil Satur asking us to defeat orcs in this camp of Ankvishuk. I wasn't expecting coming here, so that's why I didn't. And the Limbot over here is getting quite a beating. But hold on, pal, we are almost there. Here we are in Cruz-Leland. You didn't make it. Well. Gotta defeat works for the class did, for the racial did actually, so... Let us do just that. Here we are, Cruz-Leland. Or Cruz-Leland, I'm not sure.
What can I do for you?
Well met, stranger. I have tarried here long, seeking to unravel a mystery from times past. Perhaps you can help me. Banfuir at least believes you to have some skill, else he would not have sent you. Look upon the 7 statues behind me. Doubtless you know that they each are missing the sword which they once held. This place is one of ancient evil, something that I have long studied, and I know too well the scars that have been left in its wake. This loathsome place may be where the doom of the northern kingdoms was wrought, but I will speak no more of it until I have recovered all 7 of the swords.
Hail, friend, and well met.
It is well that you brought this to me, Beriathan, for few save the wise now would have been able to discern the faded lines that speak the cold words of the black speech which tainted this blade. This is the sword of Innis, though this sword was not as famed as his bow. Many were caught unaware by the ambushes of Innis and the cruel Hillman he commanded. Oh, you did the 7 swords. Sword of from Owen, okay. So yeah, this is a really fun quest line in my opinion, but it's really cryptic. I'll see how many of the swords I can find on my travels, but since we are already heading for Gath Forthnír, I expect not so many. But at least we have begun this quest line, so I want to do it, and I want to do it on level. Because doing this when you are over leveled, that really takes away from the challenge. This is a challenge that I have never been able to complete on level. So I want to give it another go. Getting the swords is not the hard part. The difficult part is the final instance. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember it being hard and really challenging. Where are we? And we're not feeling like fighting those trolls. We're gonna go back to the main path. It's right over here. And I think there's one other fort on a camp overlooking this area. And here we have another one. Rudike. Okay, the Sword of Colmac. Who's attacking me? Okay, so let us take the Sword of Colmac. The sword hilt appears to be of Westerners make, but the blade has been overlaid with writings in black speech. Among the dark writings you can make out the name Colmac. The blade's age seems to be pitted and burned. You should take the blade to Netro at the Crusle Lanan, to the east of Gavel Chateau. So what I think I'm gonna do is going back to Netro at this point seems like backtracking, so I'm gonna make my way to Gath Forthnír. And I'll see if I can find any more of these swords on the way. And after I have unlocked the Stable Master in Gath Forthnír or the milestone, after I have a means of easily returning there, then I will go back to Netro and turn the quests for all the swords that I was able to found. For Colmac. I'm just gonna take a quick look. I'm pretty certain one of those swords somewhere around here. Gotta be careful not to fool any of these orcs. I want to avoid unnecessary fights for the moment. Ah, okay, there he is. I was just about to say I thought I was mistaken. Glad to see I was not. Indeed, Uruk Slayer in Angmar. 100 of these guys. With the Sword of Quinnock. Okay, the exact same text, Quinnock, and take the blade to Netro in the Crusle Lanan. It seems he gave me quite a nasty bleed, a wound. Well, it ended on a stun, so quite nasty. It was quite long of a stun as well. Being in combat when that hits, if you are on a cooldown, that can throw you off. Anyway, off to Gath Forthnír. I always get kind of lost, but yeah, the way is through here. Here we have whites once again. It is White Slayer. And it seems there is some skill lag today. At least I have seen some comments on the chat about it. Some people are getting really affected by it. Hopefully that's not our case, especially because the lag is not a good combination for masters. Oh, for anyone really, but as far as wardens are concerned, they affect you greatly, because if you build the wrong gambit, then you have to start all over again. On other classes you just have to click the skill that you missed. Okay, so revered white remains, sorry. So these are the class trophies that we'll need for this patch. This is for the Council of the North, but there is not enough backspace. And the thing here is, I will also have a barbed Vargas tail, and that one is also gonna be necessary. Let us take Limbot, I was gonna say, but let's continue on with it. And yeah, all the Merveil in Angmar being signature and having those nasty taunts and silences, they are formidable foes. In Moria there are a lot of them, but they are not as annoying as they are here, because they're just regular level mobs. But in here they present a greater challenge. Oh. We are in Finbar. Oh, I was dismounted. Thank you. Thanks a lot. A bit bad. And for me, this lake over here has always been kind of a reassuring sight, not exactly sure why. I guess since it's so close to Gath Forthnír, it gives you a sense of security. As you go out in the wild and this place is crowded with enemies, by the time you get here, you know, you'll make it and you will be able to rest for a while. So I guess that's why. And I haven't been to this place, I don't know, 8 years? 8 years since the last time I was here with another tune. Eight years since I did book 7 and 8 of the Shadows of Angmar. Another task board, and
will you stay a moment and learn of my troubles?
Stable Master. So these are quests I have never done. I think they are a little outdated. What, there are no tasks for me? Players on level and higher. Okay, so I cannot do the tasks in here. Let us advance the epic first, and then we'll come back here. Then we'll go back to turn in the quest with Nethro and everything. We completed Bastions of Hope. 5 LOTRO points, 4000 Virtue XP. Explorer of Angmar. The 7 Swords is part of this deed, so good that we have begun progressing that deed. Now, let us level up Determination a little bit more. Okay.
What do you need?
You have come from Cornir by way of Breakyard. Welcome then and well met. Indeed, we could use your aid. These last few years have seen us nearly vanquished. But it's not for me to tell you of our woes. You should enter within and speak with Lorniel, Golodir's daughter.
Could I speak with you a moment?
A scout from Esteldin, Muiladan, needs your help, and time is of the essence. If the enemy discovers him, they will redouble their efforts to attack us before help arrives. Court him through the valley from his hiding place south of here atop a ridge that overlooks Nangur. The terrain is treacherous and there are many dangers on the way to Gath Forthnír. His companions will not be far behind, and with their numbers they should have little trouble fighting their way to us if need be. I'm gonna accept the quest even though I'm not sure we will come across that guy as part of our epic journey. Just in case. Just to be safe. So you have traders.
Stay a moment.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do first.
At your service.
First of all,
Your families.
free up some backspace. That way we can get this Barbet Vargas tail. And there is a word dispatch that we need to get as well. And yeah, Malern leaf doesn't seem as necessary either. I guess we can sell these essences. Okay, I do have enough broken greatswords to complete the tasks. I didn't realize that. Sorry for that. Rescued gem. Yeah. This bow. Quick skins, not yet. Okay. So I'm gonna check some of these side quests after I have talked to Lorniel.
Will you lend me your ear?
Okay, I'm not sure what the epic quest is for. Maybe it's for book 9, I'm guessing. Let us find Lorniel first, and then we'll see, depending on what task she gives us, what other side quests to accept.
How can I be of service?
I do not believe good fortune alone brings you hither, my good man. Come, we have much to speak about.
Could I speak with you a moment?
If you came from Breakyard, I have no doubt you heard that my father was lost. He was indeed lost to us, but I do not believe he was slain. I have heard reports from our allies that he was taken captive and is being held within the dungeons of Carn Dûm. One such ally, a sympathetic Hillman from the hostile eastern tribes named Raghnall, claims that he has acquired a scroll from the libraries of Carn Dûm that tells how to gain access to the city. If you would meet Raghnall and obtain the scroll from him, it would be a tremendous step towards freeing my father from the clutches of the enemy. Be wary though, he will be waiting just south of Vale Katarnak, a Hillman village which lies to the southwest of Gath Forthnír. Most of the Hillmen there are in the service of the Iron Crown. Okay, we'll check that in just a moment with a map. What do we have here?
Do something for me.
Defeat Merivale and Bats. Those guys are a little bit too annoying for my taste. But no, thank you. Here.
Greetings, LOTRO. May I speak with you?
Orcs and Carn Dûm and Urugard. Orcs and trolls, I believe it is, but no. What do you want me to do?
Stay a moment.
Angmar stabs.
Stay a moment.
4th orc players. Okay, this is another epic quest, and this
Greetings, traveler.
weapons from weapon crates. Oh, who knows? Maybe we can finish Angmar sooner than I expected, if we stick only to the epic.
Stay a moment.
For defeating spiders.
Take a moment of your time.
Stay a moment.
I don't know. Maybe I can. Let me see, what do you want me to do here? Defeating Angmarines. So I'm not sure on whether or not taking the quest for spiders that will eventually lead you to fight Beriathan, and that is a fight that wardens were able to solo back in the day. So I would expect this to be the same. I did try to solo Beriathan once, and just once. I failed that one attempt and I didn't try ever again on level. I came back when I was a level cap and disposed of her easily. So I'm thinking on whether or not try that again on level. While I decide on that, let us take a quick trip to Ostgurud, as we need to advance the class quest that we received last episode, as this one has many stages and can be quite long, so it's better to get started on that right away.
What can I do for you?
So, Beriathan, you think there are things I can teach you? Yes, I have heard of you. All of us who range the wilds of Eriador, be we Elf or Dunedain or Eglin, have heard the tales. And yet you have sought me out, so what am I to do with you? I am no sage, hiding in some old broken skull of a keep, speaking riddles to all who cross my threshold, and you are not the first warrior to ask me my secrets.
Could I speak with you a moment?
And to that I will tell you as I have told the others. I know no secrets, or none that could be called wisdom. I trust my spear and my arm, my corselet and the strength of my heart, and perhaps that is the greatest lesson of our kind, to trust in yourself, the weapon you wield, and the armor you wear. Very well then, that is where we shall begin if you want. I will see you properly armed, and we will call that a kind of wisdom.
Stay a moment.
A good spear may be a warden's best ally, Beriathan, but what good will we do when an orc archer riddles you with arrows, or some warrior from Angmar puts a sword in your guts? Answer that if you can. You will need some fine gear if you are going to face the greater threats in this world. If you are up to the task, I will guide you as you collect the items necessary to craft items of worth to one such as you. Bring me the components I need, Beriathan, and we will see about making such items of virtue as would be of benefit to you. The first items I will need are hide from the hoary orcs which dwell in the misty mountains, and the hide of the boar Red Tusk who roams the hills of Eregion.
Would you do something for me?
So, with the spear. Your weapons are good enough for a vagabond warrior, but we wardens deserve the finest of spears, do we not, Beriathan? Yes, I believe we do. Otherwise, we might as well be downlanding gravel jabbing at things with pointed sticks. Then let us make one for you, shall we? Yes, a spear that befits someone of your repute. Then the minstrels might sing about it as well as you. It means work for you, of course. I cannot do it all myself after all, nor should I. Bring me the breastplates of the Angmar who swarm upon Anuminas and the spear of the Gauradan Briok in Forhill. Go on now, Beriathan. The enemy will not wait while you dawdle. So, first of all, let us return to Gabul Shatur and seek Netro to turn the sword quest. And as you see, you need to go to the Misty Mountains, to Region, to Evendim, to Forhill. So these are quests that are gonna sit on our backlog for a long while. Let us complete these tasks. They are gonna sit on our backlog for a long while because
Well met.
we will only go visit these areas as the epic requires us to do. That will be book 12 or 13 before we can advance this. So better for us to start hoarding the other items we'll need for the next part of the quest. And as you saw, the weapon quest talks about a spear. Yeah, that was the more popular weapon for wardens for a long time, and I have used the spear on my other warden as well. It goes really well with the quest, but I'm not sure if I already told you. I did debate a long time on whether or not use a sword or a spear with Beriathan, and what would be more lore appropriate, not for the warden class specifically, but for a member of the Citadel Guard, as well the books don't make that any easier for you, because I believe it's chapter 1 of the Return of the King, where it says that Citadel Guards use both swords and spears. So, okay, these are all the tasks. So what made me decide for a sword in the end? Well, a couple things. First of all, the sword bonus that you get for being of the race of man. And on the other hand, well, a javelin is not a spear by any means, but visually it looks really similar, so I think this is like the middle ground to be able to have both weapons. That's what I believe in any case. Yeah, because it looks as if you had the spear on your back. But it's not a spear, I know. If I were to use a spear, I would use the first H Warden Spear, which goes really well with this one as it also has a blue coloring and all that. But so far I've liked how the sword looks on Beriathan. And I was able to find a sword that looks very similar to Andúril as it was created for the movie. So that was what I was going for with this, with my weapons. Is that a hobbit mounting a boar? That's adorable. That's amazing. Yeah, as I told you in a previous episode as well, I don't think the boar mounts go well with my characters, the ones that I have created. Because most of them are of the race of man and I don't think a boar goes well with that. But I do like how it looks on hobbits and on dwarves. It's really fitting for them. On elves, not so much, but if you're an elf and you want to ride a boar, you do you. More power to ya.
What can I do for you?
What have you brought to old Netro? The sword of Winnock? This is the sister sword of the prisoner, Colmac. Many a wound this sword gave that too late was found to be fit. What? Many a wounded sword gave that too late was found to be fatal. Thank you. Winnock was longest in the service of the enemy and had the most malice and subtlety of those that wielded a blade under the Witch King against Cardolan.
Hail, friend, and well met.
This is a dark blade, Beriathan. Look along its edges. Do you see the burn marks on the notches? Many times has the sword carried the fell poisons of the enemy. I fear that this is the sword of Colmac. He was the second of the Hillman chieftains who took service with the enemy. It troubles me to know that his blade was still in the service of Angmar. Okay. So that's 3 out of the 7 swords. But for the time being, let us go look for Raghnall, as he will give us a secret entrance into the town of Carn Dûm, the city of Carn Dûm. So let us go back to Gavil Chatur and take the stable master. I think that's gonna be quicker. Oh, good. Take a look at here. Rangan. Yeah, disarm if you like. You're going down. Let us return to Nethro. The Sword of Kebolka. Okay, so yeah. The same text as always. Let us return to Nethro. But before doing so, not sure if there is another swordsman. Another swordsman around here. Near the entrance to the orc, not to the troll encampment. The 7 swords. We are missing Owen, Tobite, and Wisdom. God, and I know I have found Owen many times before, but I don't remember when. Where? Maybe he's the guy that is close by. I know there is another one close by. I just stumbled upon this one by mere luck, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, I have another idea. Let us turn this quest. Is this the entrance to the Cruise Lelanen? Maybe it is. Then once again, maybe it's not. God, I think that was not the right way. No, this is the right way, but this is quite the drop.
How can I be of service?
Hail, Beriathan, it seems that you have brought me one of the swords that I desire. This is the sword of Kebolka. Long he battled against the Witch King, and he feigned peace and offered to him a truce. In his folly he met at the appointed place alone and was captured. When he returned to his people he was barely recognizable, a shadow of his former self. He served the Witch King and his people were taken into thraldom. Okay, so I have another idea. We're gonna master in Estelin, and from there we can take a swift travel to Gath Forthnír. That way we avoid wandering around Angmar, finding more swords, going back to Nethro to free up backspace. I think this is a cleaner solution. But hey, we're halfway through with the swords. Better than I expected.
Greetings.
Oh, I need acquaintance with the Council of the North. For real? Ah, no way. No freaking way. Oh, come on. I have barely any reputation with the Council of the North. $730 to be precise. Oh, come on. Ah, and it sucks that there is not a swift travel option to all here from here, because at least from there I could swift travel to Gebel Shatur and not lose so much time, but now I'm gonna take a long trip. Oh, come on. Okay, so this is a mount that I think goes really well with the elves. Or maybe that's just what getting used to King Thranduil in the Hobbit movies, but well, it's different. It's something else than a horse, so it's a great way of differentiating the elves from the rest of men. And once again, that is a type of mount that I don't think goes well with my characters, but I like the design of some of them. So much like with goats, maybe they will grow on me at some point. Four kilometers away. This is totally a major class mishap. Especially because the quest marker is not gonna take me to the pass into Angmar. But at least this works. No longer will attack me. No, this is not the pass either. Okay, so this is the one. Almost there now. So yeah, I think it's the swift travel from Estelden to Gath Forthnír that requires the acquaintance standing with the Council of the North. I hope I'm right, because that would mean that we can take the stable in here and take a swift travel to Gath Forthnír directly. Why is Geralt not with me? I have not died.
Greetings, Southron.
Oh no, this will require acquaintance as well. Oh. I'm not spending my mithril coin on that. I want to save them for something more substantial. Like a home in Rohan, that would be nice. It's really expensive, so I'm still deciding if it's worth getting that many mithril coins for a home. Anyway, back on the road. Let us go north once again. Meet Raghnall. So we're missing Owen, Tobite, and who is Dan? Keep an eye open for those guys. At this point, I'm just inclined checking the locations of the three guys in the LOTRO wiki and go find them before I leave Angmar. But I feel like I should know where Owen is. At least know where Owen is. Come after me if you like. I'm almost where I need to go. a bad memory fighting those Iron Crown priestesses. So that's why I did not accept the quest for them. Not surely any of these guys. I don't need to enter the town properly. Be like on top of, yeah, it's in here.
The Trave Galorg are surrounded by enemies.
You were sent here by the woman from the south? Here, take this scroll. My people are suspicious. I must go at once. Morval Hatsinja must flee. Let them see them. Let them see me. Not afraid. I just don't want to fight them. But that's all. Now, can we read that scroll? It seems not. Please tell me I am on the right track. Yeah, this is what this site is so reassuring. I get lost really easily in Hillman, so whenever I find this lake, it's like, oh god, yes, I'm on the right track. We're finally back. This took way longer than it needed to be, so would have liked to come here sooner, but this is what it is. Let us go find Lorniel. Let us map to Gath Forthnír. That's what I think this will be more useful than the Village Tour milestone. There she is.
What do you need?
Did you find Raghnall? Ah, that must be the scroll he told of. Let me see it.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I fear we may have been deceived, Beriathan, for this scroll is written in black speech and may say nothing of value. I cannot say, for black speech is not a tongue with which I am familiar. Even so, I would know what this says. Perhaps the elf Beriathan may have some proficiency in this writing. He is an old friend of my father's and is here in Gath Forthnír. Take the scroll to him and ask him his opinion. If it may help us free my father, then we must learn the secrets at once. Okay. So Beriathan is really close by, but we will go and talk to him on the next episode of Citadel Adventures, as this one is already quite lengthy as it is. Gerald is saying goodbye, and I'm saying goodbye as well. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey. Join me next time, and we'll continue our adventure. For the time being, stay safe and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.